Baller.
I got infinity money.
Completely honest, I don't even want to intro the podcast because of what you just said to me.
Okay, I'll do it.
It makes you look taller is kind of crazy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. My name is Max. To the left of me is Omar. Below me is Earl. And today we are on episode 37 of the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. We're doing this hand motion because it's the NBA playoffs and it calls for intense hand motions. We're now in the conference semifinals since we've last seen you guys. 4 teams have been eliminated. There's 4 teams left. And half of them are frauds, unfortunately. So we're only going to get 2 in the NBA Finals. But
yeah,
right now we're recording.
Wait, half or one of them? Because
half
is not true.
Yeah,
I think one of them is, and it's the Indiana Pacers.
Who's the other half?
The Mavericks. Mavericks are frauds.
No. The Mavericks won their first game.
They did. They're still frauds, though.
Call me crazy, but I think the Mavs are gonna win this in 4.
You're crazy. They're not winning 4. Timberwolves in 7. No, honestly, Timberwolves in 7. Timberwolves in 7. Mavs are frauds.
Me personally, I had the Timberwolves winning, but the Cavs are definitely not frauds, though. I will say
the Cavs.
I meant Mavs. Mavs
are frauds.
The Mavs are not frauds.
They're frauds for firing their coach. That's actually good. That's the biggest fraudulent thing. Like, their coach is not the problem. They still fired him.
Who was their coach before?
What?
Bickerstaff.
I don't think
he got them in the playoffs last year, and now he got.
Here's what I think,
and they fired him.
I honestly think it was, I want to leave, you want to leave, bet let's just part ways. I think it was a parting ways thing, and then somebody said fire.
No coach wants.
But Shams said parting ways, and I tend to believe either Shams or Woj. If it's not coming from Shams or Woj, it's up in the air.
Darvin Ham parted ways with the Lakers. I don't think that means he wanted to go.
No, we fired him.
That's just corporate lingo.
No, I think the word for that was fired. But language is very important because they use the word Pat Riley left the Knicks instead of them parting ways. So
a lot of people
30 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Wording is very important when it comes to this type of stuff.
Maybe 30 years ago. No, I don't think Bickerstaff wanted to leave. He's not going to get a job somewhere now, probably.
I think so. I think he's proven himself, to be honest. He was a coach of the year candidate. We forget that. I mean,
that's why I think it was stupid they fired him. He wouldn't leave.
That's why I think it was more of a mutual decision.
Why would he want to leave at this team, though? They're a good
team. Think about why Adrian Griffin wanted to leave the Bucks.
He didn't. They fired him. What did he want? He fired him. Doc Rivers.
They did worse with Doc Rivers.
I know.
Than they were. Why
would he want to leave? Why would he want to leave? They were winning. Who wants to leave? No coach wants to get fired. That's like saying, an NBA player, he quit the NBA. No, you just aren't good enough to get signed. Like Kevin, damn.
Earl, what do you think of this? Because I feel like it's a mutual 50-50
just
split.
A bystander just listening.
Anthony Bennett didn't quit the NBA. He didn't mutually part ways with the NBA. Just nobody wanted him.
I think in situations in coaching, it is a little bit different at times. Sometimes a situation from a stress level, from a player's not listening, understanding, or respecting your message level can be seen as parting ways. Like, hey, if you don't respect me enough for me to be your head coach, maybe this just isn't the best decision for us mutually to be together.
Yeah.
That's just my thought process on the situation. But some coaches do just get straight fired. Some coaches mutually decide to part ways because they don't have enough. They just don't feel like they have pull in the locker room anymore. Which is
look up the Darvin Ham thing and see if that's it. I mean, they probably said they've dismissed him, but they also probably said that about bigger stuff. I think Shams just decided to word it that way. I don't think it means anything. That wasn't the official team statement. It's not like the team statement said they've parted ways. What was the team statement say? They probably said, we have dismissed Coach JV Bickerstaff. That means you got
probably, yeah.
Either way, he's just not the coach anymore. I mean, I
don't get it. The Cavs, they're not great, but they're not frauds either.
There has to be.
So are the Mavs.
There has to be.
We have half.
It has to be something different, man. There has to be something going on.
But I don't think we can say they're frauds, though. I don't know about that. I mean,
I don't think the Cleveland Cavaliers are frauds. Any team with Donovan Mitchell. I'm sorry?
We're talking about the Mavs or the Cavs?
We're talking about the Cavs, no?
No, I said the Mavs. I said the Mavs and the Pacers are both frauds.
We're not talking about them yet. We're still talking about the Cavs.
Who cares about the Cavs?
When did we talk about the Cavs? When were we on the Cavs?
Okay, what can we say about the Cavs? They lost in 5 because they didn't have their best player and their third best player. They won a game.
That's very true. But I was saying, I think there's something underlying there that we don't know, because I don't think the Cavaliers went into the postseason thinking as soon as we're done here, we're going to fire JB Bickerstaff. I think they were really happy with the work JB Bickerstaff was doing.
So why they fired him?
I think it's something. I think it's something deeper that the team is not saying, bro.
It's not really. It's just one of those things. Like, it's the new NBA. If you're not winning in a span of 2 years, you're gone. That's just the culture.
In 2 years, you get fired. That's just how it is.
And if you don't have a historic culture of being a great coach with proven talent, or just being able to put things together like the Heat, and Eric Spoelstra, you're just not going to have a job. That's just what comes with the NBA nowadays. It's just a different culture. Not saying I agree with it, but that's just what it is at the moment.
Wow, it's like half the coaches who are still alive in the playoffs right now probably won't have a team in the next, or won't be on the same team in the next 2 years. Calling it.
Maybe so.
Bookmark this. In the 2026 NBA playoffs, two of the teams that are remaining right now will not have the same head coach. At least two of these teams will have a coach fired, despite having been to a conference finals within the last few years. But yeah. Anyways,
right.
Let's talk about. Should we talk about Celtics, Indy?
No, I was actually gonna say let's get the Knicks talk out of the way, because I want to spend like 5 minutes on this and I want to move the fuck on.
Great, love that.
We got eliminated in the playoffs. I don't care about that. Whatever you haters have to say about Tom Thibodeau, I'm honestly sick to fucking God with that argument. I'm sorry. I'm not on that train. I'm not on the Tom Thibodeau is overpaying his players. This motherfucker who else? Like, I'm so sick of this.
To have to earn every penny of that contract.
Bro, I'm just saying, bro. I see Twitter feeds, I see Instagram reels, and I'm just like, everybody is just not paying attention to what's going on. Because all these injuries that I saw during the playoffs with the Knicks were freak injuries. Bojan Bogdanovic, he got tumbled on by Nick Batum. Second, Joel Embiid was pulling on Mitchell Robinson's ankle. We all we all saw that. Third, Jalen Brunson gets stepped on by Aaron Naismith. By the way, no foul call. And then third,
we heard his foot before that. His foot was already hurt.
It was a little bit before. And then fourth, another one with fucking Brunson. He broke his hand, but that was kind of on him. So, but still, shout out to OG because he at least tried to play, right? And I also see people trying to hate on him because they're like, "Oh, he shouldn't have played in the first place." Motherfucker, he made 2 shots.
I'm just saying he just shouldn't have played.
No,
I agree.
He gave him a shot. The upside was big. He had to try. He couldn't move, and it's fine. He played 5 minutes. He gave us 5 points. Bucket a minute.
But that's the thing. They're all using it for leverage on why you shouldn't be a New York Knick. Because it's like, oh, it's Tom Thibodeau, Tom Thibodeau. These motherfuckers don't realize,
I don't
like,
think that's even a narrative. I mean, Tom Thibodeau.
No, it's a narrative.
I'm just saying,
I've seen it all over the place.
For the end of Earth, he's always going to have that one section of NBA fans about Derrick Rose who are always just going to say that. And it's just going to follow him.
It's just so annoying. And believe it or not, it's not just shams. I see this all over the place, bro. It's not just shams.
Fair criticism because he had him in a playoff game up 17 with 2 minutes to go. That's the thing with Tibbs that people don't understand. It's not that he plays his players too many minutes. It's that he plays the minutes in meaningless games that are already over. That's the problem. And
that's a valid problem. That's a valid problem that he needs to solve.
Yeah, that's the problem that he actually has.
But also,
Derrick Rose over.
But also,
the problem that people are accusing him of. It's not his fault for playing OG 40 minutes in a close game. It's for playing.
Okay, but I disagree with that because while that's true, and by the way, you're not saying anything wrong. Tom Thibodeau needs to work on that as a coach, right? Like you can't be doing that. But I think there was a certain night where we didn't have much people on the bench either, and we needed to play it a little bit more and like. I forgot who it was against. I think it was against the Houston Rockets, and we weren't up 17. We were up like 10. But I don't remember. But
it's just been too many instances. Dog, we were up in game 5, we were up by like 30 going into the third, and he played the starters halfway through the fourth quarter. I'm like, this is pointless. You have no players left. Just put in the bench. Put in the third stringers. There's no point. But anyways, that's the tip.
What I'm saying is there is an even, I guess, because I guess I'm the only one that's getting the Tibbs haters on my For You page. An even smaller sect of Tibbs haters.
Jalen Brunson, like Jalen Brunson's fit today. Like, oh, Josh Hart was cute in this outfit. Like,
Bro,
that's how
I
you
also
think it's
I
like
also
that.
can't take the Jalen Brunson Glazers. That's a little annoying. The oh my king shit. That's annoying.
That's
Earl,
funny.
shut up! I don't do that.
You're
That's
Shut up!
literally
I don't
funny.
do
king of
that.
the club.
That's
It's
just funny.
crazy. Talking
Anyway,
in third
but
person
I
about
do
his
want to cover
club,
two other things. What?
talking in third person as the club, bro. Oh my god, this is crazy. If you guys want to just go back and watch the podcast. Anyways,
All right, can we get this done?
Anyway, I
Sadly,
just
you
wanna-
were
I
better
just
than
wanna-
KD, but they
I
fought
just
to
wanna-
win. Congrats. They played
wanna-
the two best teams in the East, and both of them are injured. Congrats. Like, what do we? What
That's
do you
just
want?
bad.
Yeah,
Basketball,
exactly.
bro, you gotta
Like
be
the
healthy.
Pacers aren't.
I don't like that narrative either. You got to stay healthy. That we talk about it all the time. People get criticized for not being healthy. AD got torched for not being healthy last year, and people didn't give us that type of excuse as well. Like the point of basketball, one, yes, you have to be good, but it's just playing a whole series. That's what wins you games. So
Yeah, it
I
does.
don't like
But
that
it doesn't mean they're a
narrative
better
of people.
team.
I'm just saying I don't like that narrative of people just saying, "Oh, Pacers just suck" because they beating hurt teams. I mean, bro, they're playing what's been given to them.
Yeah, they're a
It's not like
six
they
seed.
chose to.
They're a 6 seed. They're the 6th or 7th best team in the East. That's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, it's just
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
They're not worse than the Raptors. They're not worse than the Nets, but like they're not the second best team in the East. This is not true.
I mean,
Don't
but
look here in the face and
the
tell me they're the
playoff-
second best team in the East.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they
Okay.
made it this far.
Yeah,
I'm just
they
saying,
frauded their
people
way
just-
this far. They shouldn't be this far.
It's not a fraud. They just made it this far.
They're frauds.
You got to stay healthy. I understand the loss is fresh, but completely dismissing a team is absolutely insane.
They frauded their way through the Bucks.
What they've been
as well.
able to do as far as like roster as well, like bringing in Siakam, trying to get that adjustment with Tyrese and him there, implementing Miles Turner that game plan too, losing
Yes.
Benedict Mathurin, who was a huge part of their offense to start the season as well, which people
Yeah.
aren't talking about. It's
Yeah.
impressive, man. And regardless of the injuries, they've been playing good ball. That's just a fact.
Yeah, but it's also a fact that they wouldn't beat any of the teams in the East if everyone
We don't
was
know
healthy.
that.
No, they
We
took
don't know
it took
that.
them 7 to beat half the Knicks team. They don't beat the Bucks respectfully.
Wait,
They
I
beat
just
the
wanted
Bucks in
to.
the regular
Bucks without
season.
Giannis.
They
I
beat
just
the
wanted to
Bucks in the
cover,
regular
like-
season fully healthy.
That was
Multiple
before
times.
Siakam, though.
What?
I think they only played the Bucks once with their actual current team.
And they won, I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
They won one game.
And they won without Siakam. So what's to say they
Okay, so
wouldn't
they're
win
better than
with
the Bucks
them?
then. Fully
I'm
healthy.
I'm just saying, like, they've shown in the regular season that they can beat the Bucks, and
Yes,
they
they
did
also
in the
showed
playoffs.
that they were a 6 seed. They also didn't finish with a better record than 5 teams. That's my point. That's what they showed.
But if that's the argument, then you're just saying any team that beats a top seed is just not worthy of being in that position.
If they beat the top
Is that
seed
your
relatively
argument?
healthy, then yeah. What can I say?
It
I
just
think
seems
this
like
goes
Knicks
into
fans
what
are
I
gonna
said
lose
earlier about
their
a lot of the
loss
Knicks
day.
players getting freak injuries towards the end of that series. I think if we had OG Anunoby throughout that whole series, the shit would have been done in 5.
It would have, exactly.
Like, I'm
we
sorry.
don't know that because
I do know that. I
We
do
don't.
know that.
Logic. Like, okay, we don't know for sure.
We
Like,
would
I
have
don't
taken
know
one in
their names.
Indiana
I'm not
100%.
right now, but like I
We
can
just
logically
don't know
assume
That
that,
first
man.
game in Indiana was so much into our reach until we let it get away. If we had OG's Anunoby's defense, it wouldn't have gotten away. Period.
Like you know what? I'll give
I just
you know like
I
the
just-
Timberwolves.
But I do
I
want to
just
say
think
this
that's a
before
bitter
we
narrative
get
to
off
talk
the
about.
Knicks and go into another topic. I do want to say that OG is expected to take other offers from different teams, according to Shams Charania and Fred Katz. He's expected to weigh out other offers, see what's out there,
better bring out that check.
and then probably use it for leverage.
Yep, we should pay him
Probably
whatever the hell
what's
he
going to
wants.
happen.
Whatever he wants. 40
And
mil.
if he
50 mil.
walks, this
give it
will
to
be.
him.
I'm not giving him 50 mil.
I'd give him 80 mil. Dude is incredible.
If he
I get whatever
walks,
he wants.
this will be.
If
one of the
anybody gives
craziest-
OG
Wait, 'cause
Anunoby,
this was the RJ and Quickly deal, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
We can't, give him whatever he wants.
Oh yeah, y'all have to. Yeah, y'all have
Yeah.
to.
we
throw
have
it
to
back
give him
at
at least 150, and I think he's going to take a
You
150.
can't
from us.
afford not to pay him, bro. Y'all gave up way too much.
And not that aside, bro. He's just so incredible. Like
No, that
legitimately.
too.
He's just
But
incredible.
just business.
And I think
side,
he's
too,
gonna
You can't.
upgrade
not pay him,
his
bro.
offense. I have this
I think he
weird
has
thing.
to.
You're acting like
it would
he's a
be
second year
nice, but, like,
player. He
assuming we
played.
have a healthy team. We don't need him to do that much offense.
I mean, he played. His offense he played in the playoffs is just how he plays offense. He played
He
decent.
played
on
really
offense.
well.
Yeah,
Dude had
before he
28
got
points
injured.
before he got hurt. He's fine.
Offensively.
Yeah.
He was playing really well
He's not
offensively.
going to turn into like a Kevin Durant. Like that's just his gameplay. He has good enough offense to score and great defense to compensate for.
Hey, he was Kawhi Leonard in game 2, though. He was
By
Kawhi
the way,
Leonard in game 2 before he got hurt.
And just to get this out there, keep Kevin Durant away from my team. Keep Kyrie Irving away from my team.
Huh?
Like keep them away. I don't want them here.
Why would they?
Keep James Harden away from my team. Keep Paul George away from my team. That's the 4 guys I don't want on my team.
Who are not going to the Knicks?
Good.
Good.
I don't want Paul George. Like everybody's going crazy about Paul George and this and that.
All the names you name are guys who literally aren't on the Knicks.
Wait, hold on.
Crazy.
Okay, my bad, because you guys were talking at the same time. So Earl, your question first.
Oh, I was just saying, all those names you just named are literally not on the radar for the Knicks.
Thank goodness.
Okay, and Max, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Okay, so do you want Donovan Mitchell?
I'm not giving up the bag for him. I'll give him 5 first-round picks with 2 bench players if they like.
No, I wouldn't. Keep him off my
I'll
team.
give him 5 first-rounders 100%. If we're not giving up that much in a package with players, if we're giving up like Mitchell Robinson and Miles McBride,
I wouldn't trade him
with 5 first-round picks. I would.
Mitchell signs an extension and stays with Cleveland. I think that's what's.
I think he's hot take. I think he signs an extension and then demands a trade next year. I think he gets his bag because that's the trend. You sign a bag with the team so you get your money and then you just ask out the next year. I think he's just going to get his extension now and then leave.
I just don't know where I just don't see teams paying. I'm not saying he's not great, but like what it's going to cost you, you're going to have to give up so much. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't see. I don't see it. I'm sorry. Yeah, I just don't see teams throwing like 5 first-round picks at Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah.
And decent role players. I just don't see it.
Yeah.
No disrespect to him. He's a great player, but
he is. And listen, I think if he's there, maybe this Cavs team gets a 6 wins. And, maybe this Cavs team gets another game or 2 on Boston. But yeah, it is what it is.
And then what happens is, if that happens, you'll have a case where they'll just try to trade away Garland maybe for some assets and try to get a different point guard who maybe fits a little bit better, and they just go from there. But I don't see the reason for them to just explode this team. That would be absolutely crazy when that young core is really decent, in my opinion. They just got to make some minor adjustments and add little pieces here and there.
For sure. All right. Moving on. What other teams got booted? Nuggets got booted. Defending champs. Sent home. I was wrong. I'll say it. I was wrong. I thought the Nuggets would win. I got both my predictions wrong. Didn't I say Nuggets would win and
Thunder?
Yeah, I whiffed on that.
And yet we rise to the top. My teams win. At this point, I don't care who wins now. We made it this far.
No, you do. You're a Mavs fan. You want the Mavs to win.
I'm not a Mavs fan.
Yes, you are. You're such a Mavs fan.
How?
You just love the Mavs. You do. You Luka. You not stop talking
about
Luka.
The only reason I said that the Mavs would win is because experience. That OKC team, we knew they were only going to go so far. And when it came down to winning games and closing out the series, it was the Mavs veterans on that team who got things done. It's not nothing against
the Mavs are going to take care of the Timberwolves.
And at this point now, like Mavs versus Timberwolves, I don't care whichever team wins. I think it's just going to be good ball regardless. So, last night's game, that was a really good game. Obviously, the end, what was like a 3-point game, something crazy like that. It was a good game. So, hopefully, the whole series is like that. No blowouts, please. I hate blowouts.
I still have the Timberwolves. I know I was saying the Mavs are frauds. I mean, they're not really. They were frauds this year, but like clearly the trades they made at the deadline work, and they've just figured something out. And like,
I agree with that statement.
And Luka is going crazy. So I don't think they were a better team than. No, I don't know. I don't think they were a better team, but they beat the Nuggets fair and square. The Nuggets had no injury, so I give them credit. They got here on merit. They did beat the Clippers without Kawhi, which I think if Kawhi's there, that series probably goes a little differently.
But they won both of the games with Kawhi playing, and people never talk about that.
Kawhi was not himself in either of those games, though. If anything, it was worse him being out there. He was a net negative out there because he wasn't healthy.
If we're talking about that, I mean, that's the Clippers. Kawhi hasn't played in the last 2 postseasons, bro. That's just Kawhi now. Like, he'll play in the regular season, but he has not made a postseason run in the last 2.5 seasons.
That's not his fault.
Sucks. I'm just saying, it sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But yeah, I was shocked that Minnesota beat the Nuggets. Really, I did not expect. I mean, I thought Nuggets went up to 2. I figured it was over. I think everyone thought it was over. And I'll eat back my Bruce Brown words because I said Bruce Brown is irrelevant and doesn't make a difference, but clearly he does because he left, and now this team is worse significantly. Well, maybe not significantly worse, but like they clearly have not showed up in the playoffs, and that lack of depth really hurt them. And the one thing that I did predict correctly about the series is that I said the only way Minnesota wins is if they just kill Denver in the paint, and that's exactly what they did because Nikola Jokic is actually the worst defensive center in the entire NBA right now and does not play a lick of paint defense. So the Timberwolves just layup lined him for a whole series and won based purely off that.
So
they literally won purely off that.
I smiled like it was the biggest smile I've had all year
Like, do you
long.
think Jokic is? Do other people also see how bad he is defensively? Like, it's actually
yes. That's what I try to tell people, bro. When we were watching that series, Anthony Davis had like that one game until they stopped passing the ball at halftime. He did not miss. He was not missing any shots. Jokic on him almost every time. Mid-range shots, post hooks, everything.
It's not that. He doesn't even contest shots.
Doesn't play defense.
If guys get if Jamal Murray or KCP gets beat to the basket, Jokic is just watching the layup and just
that too.
He doesn't do anything.
But shout out to the Timberwolves for real, man. Like that, they won a game with Anthony Edwards having one of the worst performances I've seen in a closeout game. Until obviously the end, he made some big shots, but far from what he's capable of. Obviously, as we hit in the playoffs. But yeah, I think the thing that kind of made me. We can talk about the press conference a little bit. Mike Malone getting a little bit mad, I'll say. But I said this before, like, no offense to the Nuggets. They're just not saying, like, this is going to sound crazy to say, like, you're not supposed to be happy after a loss, but they are the worst losers in the NBA. Like, compared to basically compared to
I feel like it's just Malone because I feel like everybody else
is Murray too, bro. He
Murray
not watch Murray interviews. Come on, bro. Only person who doesn't do that, shout out to Jokic. Jokic, he just took it. He's like, you know what? I'll say again, they were the better team. They won. They were the better team. If they beat you in 7.
My minions.
Yo, the fact that they came out came out during the Lakers series is absolutely crazy because nobody got it till about 2 weeks later when the Lakers were beat and he was dressing up like Gru when he was up 2-0.
It was literally in the commercials.
I just didn't get it until it happened, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Nobody gets it. No, translation: Omar didn't get it until 2 weeks later,
bro. Because I remember it came out like a week, and then I looked at it. I was like, "Oh, he might be like just trying to like promote the new Minions movie." That's what I thought it was.
They literally kept spamming it. Did you not see all those Groot commercials with Jokic?
Yeah, but I didn't think
playoff game. Every single game they played.
I didn't even think about the fact that he looked like Groot.
But it's like a double entendre, bro. All I'm saying is it's like not a lot of people get that it's a double entendre on the fact that he's talking about the Lakers being
double entendre.
Yeah, it's a double. It has a double meaning.
Okay.
Am I wrong there when I say double entendre?
Double meaning.
I feel like double entendre has a double entendre, but we'll move on.
Wait. Did I get the definition wrong? Just tell me.
Wait. I'm lost in the plot. What was your point you were trying to make?
I'm saying not everybody realized that he was talking about the Lakers being the Minions in
That's
it.
not what he was talking about. What are you
at all?
I just felt like that was that because I felt like it was funny because it was like almost like a representation. Like here's Groot and here's all my minions, all of them dressed in like yellow.
I think that's just purely a coincidence. I'm sure they filmed that commercial.
Minions are literally yellow.
I don't know.
You're the only one who thinks that.
But the fact that he dressed up there.
Probably 2 other people.
See how he tries to attack me, Max?
No, I'm not trying to attack you. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It's okay. We're both at Cancun now.
Don't do that.
I hope you got your tickets to the resort.
Yeah.
We're here.
Wait, all right. So let's talk about this. Now that there's only 4 teams left, who do we think is going to win the NBA Finals?
Celtics.
Who do you think is going to get there?
Anyone in the West?
Celtics in 4, Timberwolves in 7.
Ooh.
Celtics in 5 because they have a fetish with losing a game for no reason. Celtics in 5 and then
fetish is crazy. Fetish is crazy language.
I have Celtics in 6. I agree with Max. Like Celtics have a bad habit.
I think the Celtics are going to get them out in 4.
Anyway, Celtics in 6. I think the Celtics have a bad habit of taking their foot off the gas.
Yeah,
and
they will.
The only way they really are good at closing out series is just getting stomped in one game. They just decide to wake up and take things seriously. So
exactly. They'll lose at some point. They might be tonight for all we know. It might just be
I think it's going to be tonight for sure.
their usual game 2 loss to an inferior team at home, and then they go decimate them in their own home court. I think they just do it so they can close the series out in Boston.
I just don't like I said this before. There's no reason why the Celtics shouldn't win the NBA Finals this year. Exactly. I think it's just lined up perfectly, and that's no disrespect to them. I just think they have the best roster right now, the best chemistry, best depth,
really good coach.
Really good coaching as well. Like you said, the system works.
Needs to come back soon if they want to win the finals.
They've had that core together for a long time compared to teams in the West right now.
Yeah. My only concern is Porzingis. I mean, I think it's possible for the Celtics to win without Porzingis in the Indiana series. But what I don't think is possible, they're not beating one of those West Coast teams without Porzingis.
If the Mavericks, I'll say this: if the Timberwolves win, they're gonna need Porzingis. They're 100%. Going to need Porzingis.
But think about it like this with Dallas also, because I feel like Porzingis can tower over Lively in all of their centers over there.
Yeah, the Mavericks are not a small team either. They're
no. I'm sorry. I misspoke. What I was meaning is I think it'll be harder for them to defend the Timberwolves as far as like their big like Karl-Anthony Towns is what I mean. 100%. I just don't know if Al Horford can guard Cat for a whole series like that. I think that would be best.
I feel like he's going to have to worry about him and Rudy Gobert unless they put Al Horford in the starting lineup and then move KP to the power forward.
I feel like, I don't know. I think because the only thing about Rudy Gobert, he's really more of a lob threat. Like he's pretty much the last option on like last.
Not when he made that jump shot.
I mean, that's
turnaround jumper on Jokic.
I just mean like in general, like he's more of a lob threat. He had to shoot that shot. Like it was like he's not like he woke up. He's like, you know what?
I knew they were going to win as soon as that went down. I was like, oh.
No, when he
talk about how they blew that lead though, like respectfully, the Nuggets blew 20.
I'm telling you, I seen
that
it coming. I promise you, no lies. You can ask Donnie. Shout out to my brother-in-law Donnie. I was like, bro, we still got this. They're gonna come back. They're gonna win this game. Locked in, and slowly but surely, things just start working out. I seen that. I know you guys seen that thing, that little video. I don't know what he said, but they showed his face on that broadcast where he's like, I'm going to get in my bag. At the time, I didn't hear what he said. I didn't see what he said. But Anthony Edwards kind of just playing out of that double team. I mean, you know that one saying where it's like you can shoot yourself out of a game? Well, he just kept shooting until eventually it started going in. He hit that huge step back three on the left-hand baseline. Sorry, I was mapping out in my head. He hit that huge three. He had that huge corner three on the right side too.
Yep.
Didn't he hit a wing three as well, or was that the corner three?
Yeah, the wing three. Yeah, the wing. Left wing.
The wing one where he turns around, and I think that put him up 10.
Yep. That was a crate, bro. The energy shift in that arena, that was like really cool to watch.
There were some Timberwolves fans. There were some cheers, surprisingly. They traveled all the way to Denver.
Hey, wait, can we shout out to Shams? Shout out to Shams. I'm not gonna lie. He held it down. He's a little bit annoying with his team support because he wants to throw everybody else's team under the bus, which is cool. I mean, that's just his personality, whatever. But the Timberwolves, they made it far. They really did. Regardless of what they do at this point, they made a really good run.
I think they're going to the finals. People underrate, like they're the best
like
defensive team in the NBA.
Like, I don't like Shams.
Shams are just Shams. It's not that I don't like the kid. He's chilling.
It's like last night though. It was funny because I was trolling him at the same time he was being 100% serious.
No, you weren't. You were dead serious.
You weren't, bro.
You were being dead serious.
No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
We know you, Omar.
What did I was giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Shining armor for the Knicks. You put on your.
I was giving him a taste of his own medicine because he
his prime right now.
I was just no, dude. I was giving him a taste of his own medicine. He wants to brag and then talk shit about the Knicks. Fine, I'll brag that you just got beat by the Mavs. I feel like that's fair game.
It's one game. I'm just saying it's a long series, my brother.
It's lame both ways.
Look, that's what I'm saying. Hey, you see, I'm not gonna hate from outside the club. I gave my respect and I got about the chat. I got eliminated. I said I'll let it slide. It is what he talk about the Lakers. He always does that. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let you have your parade because your team is still standing. So I'm not gonna talk too crazy. But regardless of Shams, whatever. The Timberwolves, man, I think they have a really good chance. I just love the way that team plays. And I like
play defense. Most teams don't. They excel defensively.
For sure. The thing I really like is those post games too. Like Ant-Man, it's like just the way he talks in post games. Like he's like, you can see him. He's like, all right, I gotta do this. I'm gonna figure it out. I think what's funny too how he called out Kyrie Irving And then Kyrie talked about how he heard about that and then he locked in. So that's a little fun competitive thing that's going to go down.
Yeah.
I expect Anthony Edwards to respond because he only had 19 points. So it's going to be really fun.
I don't love his chirping. I think he chirps a little too much for my liking. He's a big man when he's up. Things are going well.
But he talks
when
he's down too.
Oh, Tyrese Halliburton?
He always.
I don't know. I just don't love it. Not my style. I think let your play do the talk. He's a phenomenal.
You know who
player.
also does that?
The only reason I like Anthony Edwards when he does that is because he talks the same when he's losing that he does when he's winning. That's the only reason.
That's true. I just don't
know what Omar's about to say too.
He knows what I'm about to say because I said I said his name already because the one person that doesn't do that when he's down is Tyrese Halliburton or Tyrese Hallishit. I'll correct myself. Sorry, Hallishit. But
dang, y'all are really bitter. Oh my
god, he's not bitter. He just thinks that he's just so cocky. He's incredibly cocky.
I'm not Tyrese Halliburton, guys. I'm not Tyrese. Don't worry.
He want to do this to Miles McBride, but he doesn't. He remembers like as soon as anybody else can lock him up, he just wants to talk to McBride. That's all he does.
You beat half our team.
Congratulations, Bob.
And he was awful at the end of that Celtic team. He was awful. We haven't even talked about that monumental collapse in game 1. He was abysmal. Straight up. He threw that game.
Don't forget game 2 as well, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. Him and Tatum were having a contest of choking in the clutch. The only difference
I'm not disagreeing with that.
The Celtics won the game, and they should have. I was talking to shout out to Donnie again. We always watch this game together. We were watching the game, and the one thing we know is hey, why are you running? Why are you full sprint running up by a possession with 30 seconds left in the game? Take your time and run the clock out. The fact he was running full speed up the court, him and Siakam having a goof off was absolutely crazy to watch. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing?
That's why I'm saying
they're a really fast-moving team for their own good.
2 corner 3, I'm like, bro, at that point, just foul him. It's not a contest. We talk about we play 2K all the time. That is a zero. Now I understand 2K. After watching that shot, I understand why those shots say open. I get it.
You mean when I don't press
I 100%
Y.
get it now. He put his hands behind his back. I'm like, bro, at that point, foul. It's an open shot. What are we doing?
I mean, it was still an incredibly tough shot. Like Brown was falling out of bounds.
True.
Still a pretty damn tough shot.
It was a tough shot, but it's just I don't think I would have fouled it in that situation, but it's just I don't know, bro. Try to contest or something, bro. I get probably would have ended up a foul, but make it hard. I'm just saying, it was a hard shot, but make it.
That's fair.
Harder.
Contest it a little bit, yeah.
Going into the playoffs, I was team don't foul and just play defense. I was for the longest time I've been a believer in don't play the foul game because when you get too smart, you'll just wind up losing. I think the thing with the foul game that people don't talk about is if you're up, let's say you're up by 3 there, and then you foul Brown and he makes 2 free throws, then they're going to foul you, and then you got to make 2 free throws. And if you miss one, now you give them the ball down 2 with a chance to win, and now you look like an idiot. And if you lose a game like that, you're the bigger idiot than if you just lose because a guy hits a tough shot. So I was always team just play defense and just let if they make a 3, they make a 3, and at least you get overtime. Then you can't lose if you just play defense.
Yep.
But I will admit it's becoming increasingly hard to defend that point because in these playoffs we've seen multiple teams hit an incredibly tough 3-pointer when they're down 3 and then go on to win in overtime. So I will say it's becoming tougher to defend that point because circumstantial evidence is showing you should foul.
Yeah.
But I still think if you're Siakam, just put your hands up. Just don't foul. At least try to. Just play defense. And if he makes a shot, fine. But
on the road too,
is play the foul game and lose. And you look like bozos.
Yeah. But I feel on the road too, Max, it's so hard. If you have a chance to close on the road like that, I agree with you. You might have to either just get the best contested as you can, or if you got the guys on the floor who can knock down free throws, you might have to go down that road and you just have to finish. Y'all got to hit those free throws. And if you don't, you'll get laughed at. But either way, home, I would not want to go overtime versus a home team. Just saying. It's kind of hard.
Yeah. I mean, they couldn't even inbound the ball properly.
Yeah.
It actually astonishes me how bad. These are the 30 best teams in the world, and they can't inbound the basketball. This is simple stuff that they teach in rec league 5th grade. How can you not inbound the ball? Crunch time, game on the line. Just get it into somebody. You have 5 seconds. Sometimes you have 5 seconds at a timeout and teams can't get it in. How are you turning it over? Respectfully.
We gotta talk about Josh Hart about that shit because he was doing that
The Knicks are terrible. We're terrible at inbounding the ball.
We're terrible with that because 5 of them. What pisses me off is like we're inbounding the ball. Precious Achiuwa, Josh Hart, and Miles McBride all step out. Like Precious Achiuwa, get the fuck out! Like, what are you doing there?
It's like 5 seconds. It's just 5-second violations and throwing it into the corner and just like throwing it off people's hands. It's just I can't believe it. But it's not just the Knicks. No one can inbound. I don't get. It's not that hard. Like, you can go in the backcourt and get the ball. Just go in the backcourt. I
had a little flashback. Like, when they didn't call that timeout, I was like, Ham? Question mark? Yes. I'm like, bro, we have timeouts here. There's literally only, 1 or 2 possessions left in the game. Use it. What are we saying for at that point? I'm like, bro, what?
NBA teams have 85 assistant head coaches. Surely one of them, you could just designate the job to just watch the rest do the 5-second count, and as soon as he gets to 4, if the ball is not inbound, just call timeout. Facts. Literally, you have 85 assistant head coaches. One of them can do that.
Facts.
It's not that hard.
I agree with you, bro. Like, it's
and it
like, what's the point? What's the point of having that big staff if they're not gonna like call the timeout? You have to, bro. At that point. I just feel like
they had a timeout, didn't they? The Pacers, they had one.
Yeah, they had it. They had the timeout.
Did they go in the backcourt? Did they advance?
Yeah. Well, what happened was Coach said that the game was his fault because he should have called the timeout, and he doesn't know why he didn't call it. Basically in his post game, which it makes a lot of sense. You don't see a lot of coaches. Yeah.
Carl, okay.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of coaches like admit that type of stuff because it is kind of like a goofy thing not to do.
Yeah, but it's obvious. Like, of course you should.
But it's like, come on, bro, you have to call it. So hopefully they don't make those type of mistakes again. Like, you lost the game. Honestly, you lost the game because you didn't call timeout. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, as terribly as much as they tried to give that game away, just some basic basketball strategy, they still could have won that.
Facts.
Which is crazy.
Facts. I agree. Yeah. It was a lot of. But then again, it was a home game. You know, it's a home game.
The Celtics are just so tough to defend. Like, they have Tatum going downhill. He's going to get fouled every time. You got Jaylen Brown, who's just a Hulk. Like, Jrue Holiday, it's just such a good team. It's incredible how good the Celtics are. Like,
what you got there, buddy?
They're, like, people get, like, I understand it. Like, you know, as a Knicks fan, I've complained about fouls before. But, like, when you're such a better team, a lot of times the other team just resorts to fouling you because that's all they can do because they can't keep you in front of them. Like, when Tatum goes by you, you're going to try and foul him because if not, he's going to dunk on you. And sometimes he makes the and one anyways. Like, he made an overtime. That was, like, not like a crazy and one, but, like, that one with, like, a minute to go, I think it put him up. It gave him the lead where it's, like, he went underneath the basket, kind of did, like, a reverse, got, like, held on the arm and still made it. Like, that's a tough shot. But, like, they try to foul him. Like, you're going to try and foul him in that situation. So the Pacers don't have guys that are getting by you like that.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Omar found something funny on Twitter.
No, I found something funny about your camera. It looks like you're recording on a BlackBerry.
Me?
I'm sorry. No, it's really not that bad. But when he was doing the movements, he was glitching at the same time. It was.
Wait, I see that. Wait, hold up, hang on.
No, it's okay. Don't fix it. It's fine. It's fine. It's really not a big deal. I didn't even
see that. You're talking about
like what is that? Lines? I see it now. Wait, what?
You got those wavelength lines.
Wait, hang on.
Wait. Okay.
Why is it like that?
Okay. Short intermission, everybody. All right, we're back. Sorry about that, everybody. We couldn't fix the problem, but it's all good.
I'm still recording on a BlackBerry.
I gotta give Max his justice. I gotta put him back in the spot. Well, anyway, as we were saying, the Knicks suck.
Totally. Pacers are frauds. Yeah, no, we're actually really good. We'll be back next year. But yeah, we talked about Celtics. We talked about the Pacers. We can talk more about the Thunder. You know, give them some props for a good season. A good run.
I gotta be honest. Actually, Are you a little worried about OG being taken away by another team this summer, Max?
A tiny bit, but not really. I don't think we'll let him walk.
I don't think we'll let him walk. I think we'll match up to like 180. But to be completely honest, I don't see him leaving.
Yeah.
It's like I have a little bit of fear because it would hurt to lose him and Isaiah Hartenstein. But if we get him, I mean, we need to worry about Isaiah Hartenstein first because I think Isaiah Hartenstein is going to stay. I really do. And I think he's going to sign a team-friendly deal. He's going to get a bag, but it's going to be a team-friendly deal. And I think Brunson is going to take that 115 off soon, too.
Yeah, hopefully. But yeah, that's off-season talk. For now, what do we think? I mean, we can give the Thunder some props. They're also in the off-season now. But
yeah, the Thunder.
I'll leave my words on the Thunder.
Shout out to the worst one seed of all time. No, I'm just
they're
playing.
definitely not.
I know. I'm just trolling. That's just the
that belongs to the Boston Celtics.
No, that's the Utah Jazz, bro. That Jazz team. Donovan Mitchell got that team a first seed. I think they lost in the first round. That was abysmal. I think they lost to the Nuggets, right? Was that the year they lost?
He only knows playoffs. He's never missed the playoffs.
Who?
Donovan Mitchell.
Oh,
maybe one season. I don't remember. Did they make it last year on Cleveland?
Yeah, they got nicked.
Oh, never mind. Then he hasn't.
LeBron's.
I mean, he basically didn't show up for that playoffs, but
out of the playoffs.
he gets on the bus. I'm not gonna say he's gonna play or not.
I think LeBron was it LeBron that only missed the playoffs like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, he never missed the playoffs until he joined the Lakers.
Yeah, and then he missed it like 3 years.
He missed it.
He's missed it more than he's made it.
Yeah, he missed it twice. Unfortunately, you forget.
Nothing.
We also wanted. Never mind.
Yeah, that's it. The Thunder didn't win it this year, though. Do we think, I'd say they had a respectable season, though. Like, they overexceeded expectations. If you told me at the start of the season,
they really did, though.
Yeah, that they would get to the conference semifinals, like, that's a big dub for them. Like, I feel like they're only going up.
I do think Chet was a good stepping stone for them.
Like, respectfully, like, I was so high on, like, off-court stuff aside, I was so high on Josh Giddey this year. Like, I literally thought he was going to be, like, I thought he was their third best player, maybe even their second best player.
Yeah,
but like
I thought he was going to be the James Harden, but that's definitely
exactly. Like Chet completely eclipsed them off rip. J-Dub has had a fantastic season to the point where I think he's definitely the third best player. They were playing Isaiah Joe over him at points. They were playing rookie Cason Wallace. I literally was trying to think about like who else is OKC starting other than like.
Are you talking about Gordon Hayward getting mad or whatever?
What?
No. You talking about Gordon Hayward?
No, Hayward too. I thought he'd play a bigger role for this team when they got him at the deadline. I think everyone did. No, I'm talking about Giddey. Like, bro couldn't even start. He could not start on this team. That's crazy. They were playing Isaiah Joe and Cason Wallace over him. And, like, no hate to those guys, but, like, Josh Giddey was supposed to be, like, the running man. He was supposed to be, like, the triple-double machine, like, part of the engine of this offense. And now he's coming off the bench in the playoffs. You're not playing him in clutch time? Like, what? He just disappeared, which is crazy.
Well, that's it. Bye.
Yeah, but like the Thunder are they're still set up incredibly well.
Yeah, I think the Thunder are planning to trade Josh Giddey.
I could see it. They probably will, honestly.
They should, bro.
They'll get some decent assets for him. Some team will take a chance on him and hope he can become the triple-double machine that like he was looking like he was going to be.
That's the beauty of that team, bro. They could trade Josh. We got J-Dub. We got J-Dub. And you know what? We'll just go through the draft and get another guy because we got picks for life.
Dude, that's what I'm saying.
The
like,
love of it, bro.
They don't even have to trade their picks at this point because the whole point of them saving up picks was to go get a superstar, and now they have one. And now it's like, oh, maybe you trade the picks for a number 2. They have a number 2. It's like, okay, maybe you trade the picks for number 3. Now you have a number 3. They can just draft. They can just save all their picks and just develop role players. And if any of them turn into superstars, it's over. It's actually over. So.
Hear me out.
I want to talk about the draft a little bit.
No, I want to hear
back to OKC.
Wait, Earl. Say what you want to say. Say what you want. I want to hear.
I said, hey, I know a guy who can take that Giddey spot, Mickey Mouse Giddey spot, plug and play my boy Paul George. Go back to OKC and do it the right way this time.
I think Paul George
got hurt. Well, no. Who was it who got hurt during that series? Was it Russ or Paul George who got hurt during their runs?
No. Wait, what series are you talking about? Was it the series where Pat Bev broke Westbrook's hand?
Oh, maybe it was that one. Yeah.
Damn.
Was it that Pat Bev broken hand series?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
But that or I don't know if KD can buy into that. I don't know.
I think Paul George needs to go to the Sixers. I mean, serious. I think Paul George.
I can see that. See, I'm telling y'all, it'll be a match made in heavy. Maxey, him, and Joel.
And they got solid role players. Buddy Hield around.
Money.
Pete, what's his face?
Yep.
Campaign
or he
around.
could go back to Indiana. It would be nice to see him, Siakam, and Halliburton.
Oh yeah, okay. That was one of my best picks of all time, and it's cooking.
Like I don't like the Pacers right now, but that would be a nice team.
It's cooking well. That was one of my biggest hot takes at the beginning. Midway through the season. Paul George, go back to Indiana. It's the perfect fit.
To be completely honest, though, I do see.
Perfect fit.
Here's the thing, though. The only thing I see happening is Paul George is probably going to either Philadelphia or he's going to go see what's up in Miami. I genuinely think. I know it seems weird to
You
say
make
that,
face roll, but like
but think about it. Bam Adebayo, Terry Rozier, Jimmy Butler, Paul George in South
Do they have
Beach.
cap for that though? Do they have cap?
Heat culture.
It's not about
Do
Heat
they have cap
culture.
space for that? Or I don't know if they have
You
the
talk
cap.
about YG Trace.
Heat
Yeah,
culture.
they would have to
about-
re-sign. No, they won't
know
have
who
cap. They're
started
gonna have to
Heat culture
re-sign
at
Butler for
Sacramento?
80 mil, right? They have to re-sign Butler for 50 mil or something, so they won't have cap space.
No, I think
Pat
Butler.
Riley and Butler. Took
Maybe
more.
they sign and trade Butler. Could they do that? Sign and
Yeah.
trade him for George? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think we'll have a discussion about Jimmy later into the summer, but I don't know if it's so. I don't know if things are as clear as they were before the season started with Butler signing extensions that they are right now at this moment. If I'm being honest,
Where
Jimmy
else
wants a
would he
big
go?
bag. Miami, we know Miami does not like to give out those huge contracts. We know it's true. They didn't want to pay D Wade. Y'all think they're gonna pay Jimmy Butler respectfully? If
I think they should.
I think they should too. He made them competitive. Even if they haven't won, he's kept them competitive.
They've been to 2 finals.
They've kept them relevant. He's kept them relevant.
They've been to 2 finals. What other Eastern Conference team has been to 2 finals in the last 10 years other than Cleveland?
Yeah.
Boston made 1. Milwaukee made 1. Like, Toronto made 1. Who else am I missing? I think just the Heat years, right? And then
who started
maybe the Celtics this year might get to 2, but like Jimmy, if they pay Jimmy, it will be a gross overpay, but like I think you have to do it. Like you said, he's kept them relevant. He's been the best player on 2 finals teams. So like their window is Butler, is if he can magically drag them to another finals. So
also, side note, I don't like the disrespect Dwayne Wade's getting in the NBA streets.
What disrespect?
They're saying they were talking about how Anthony Edwards is having a better run than prime D Wade, which is not true. D Wade in his championship run was putting up 40 a game. That is Wade County for a reason. He stood on the stands on business after winning. It's Dwayne Wade. He won with old Shaq, and then Bron came. It's Wade County. He is Heat culture. He's the godfather of Heat culture. I'm just
godfather is Pat Riley, but
disrespectful. But yeah, true. He's the chosen one. Okay.
Yeah. D Wade played more like MJ than Ant Edwards, and you can't change my mind on that. He played more like.
And I won't, bro. I'm pretty sure he leads blocks. He leads in blocks as a guard.
He was a crazy stocks player. Stocks player. Like steals and blocks. Did he make all defense? I'm looking this up.
He didn't. It's a crime.
He should have made at least one. I'm sure he did. Maybe a second team.
Yeah. But man,
you guys want to talk about the All NBA teams?
Yes.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis, All NBA second team, and All NBA first defensive team.
I want to make sure I get the
just real quick, super quick, just to put a tie on this.
Yeah, go for it. I got to pull up the first, second, and third team anyway. So go for it.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. D Wade did make 3 all defensive teams.
He did.
Yeah, 3. I don't know if they were first or second, but he did make 3 all defense. 8-time All NBA. He won a scoring championship, which I actually didn't know. Finals MVP, All-Star Game MVP, 13-time All-Star.
Yes, sir. I'm telling you, bro. D Wade. He's a rich man's Melo.
I mean, he wasn't as good as
Melo.
Really? I'm just playing.
He just happens to have 3 rings.
But as far as getting it done, and I love Melo. I do.
Right. I got the.
It's nice when you have Shaq and Bron, but I digress. Go into the teams, Omar.
True.
All right. So, NBA first team: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Nikola Jokic, and Jason Tatum.
Who's Tatum?
The NBA second team is Jalen Brunson, Anthony Davis,
Kevin
Durant, Anthony Edwards, and Kawhi Leonard.
Okay.
And the NBA third team is Devin Booker, Steph Curry, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, and Domantas Sabonis. I don't agree with one thing.
What's up?
I don't think Tatum should be first team.
They're number 1 seed, bro.
Yeah.
He's good.
As much as
I
I
think
love
you could.
Brunson,
You know what I do think? You know what I do think?
What?
I think you can make a case for Jaylen Brown making third team more of a case than Jason Tatum making first team.
But he's already on first team.
Okay, but
I know,
we're
but
talking
that's
hypothetical.
I'm
Like,
talking
we're
hypothetical. I think, bro. Let me
Jaylen
just
Brown's
because
not
I
that
have
good,
it
though.
here.
Like,
I have it
come
on the
on.
side.
Jaylen Brown
I
is
just-
not.
We can't do this.
Jaylen Brown got no votes for first place, second place, or third place. Is Max okay?
No, he definitely froze.
Oh, I'm back now. Okay, hi.
Okay.
Did I say that in the last episode that Jaylen Brown is not a top 25 NBA player?
Wait, I'm sorry. Say
He
that
said
one
something
more
along
time.
the lines. He said
Yeah,
that he
Jaylen
said
Brown is not a
Jaylen
top
Brown's
25
top
NBA
25.
player. He sure as
That's
he sure
not
is
a
top.
good. That's not a good take.
That's a good take. That's a good take. I will name you 25 better NBA players right now. I'll name you 25 better NBA players. Let me pull up the standings. All right.
I
NBA
think.
No. Let's go through this. Let's go through this. Prove me wrong.
All I'm saying is, I think Jason Tatum could be on the second team, and Jalen Brunson could be on the first team. And
I'm not
I think
disagreeing.
nobody would complain about that personally.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
so
listen,
this was just about moving.
Because
Let's
I
go.
100% think Jalen Brunson should be in the first team. I think he's played better overall than Jason Tatum this year.
it's close.
100%.
It's splitting hairs. I think the top four were pretty set in stone. And whether I think it
Second
was
team
either.
is great though.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
And
like, I
it's
don't
just,
really care.
but most of
better
the
than
time,
not
it's
being
not
on a
because
team.
of Jason Tatum. It's because of everybody on that team. So everybody can more or less carry Jason Tatum whenever he needs it. That's what I feel
True,
like it
but
is.
he is still the best player, and he still did. have a
But
heck
he
of a
can
season,
go
so
get
I
his
really-
buckets whenever, bro. The difference is, because I'll say this again, like I said the same thing, but how can we discredit a guy for having a good team around him when most of that team, besides Porzingis, obviously, and Drew Holiday, was built? So how can I really get mad about that? He's just playing his role. Like he can go out there and get 50 if he wanted every game, if he just shot every shot, but he doesn't have to. I think that's the biggest thing that I had to understand too.
Yeah.
That's
why they're the best team
I agree with
in the
pretty much
NBA.
everything
I mean, listen,
else.
as much as I love Brunson, I think he deserved first team, and I think Tatum also deserved first team. Like this was a year where all NBA first team really should have been 6 people. I think those were pretty clearly the 6 best guys in the NBA this season. And it was either going to be, Brunson gets snubbed and he winds up being the best player on the second team, or Tatum gets snubbed and he winds up being the best player on the second team. So it's splitting hairs. I don't think it really matters. Who cares?
I'm just
My
glad.
Jaylen Brown thing though. Yeah, go ahead, Earl. Just to wrap up.
Okay,
Oh, no.
I want. Okay, go for it. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, thank you NBA for respecting Anthony Davis. I feel like he worked really hard this season, despite what our record showed. He was consistent. He only missed a few games. He played his heart out compared to last season, dealing with a lot of injury problems, missed a lot of games. And he was the best player on the floor for us, pretty much throughout the whole season. So shout out to AD, and I can't wait for this new coach to come and run our system through Anthony Davis. And next year's going to be a dream. That's all I got to say about that.
Yes. Okay. All right. Good point. Here's my Jaylen Brown argument. Not a top 25 NBA player. I'll now name you 25 players in the NBA who are better than him. Jason
Sounds like
Tatum.
server
Someone keep
TikTok.
track. Someone keep track of the numbers, okay? Jason Tatum. Jalen Brunson. You could argue Julius Randle. Purely based on numbers, I'm not talking about. I should keep this in mind. Not about winning basketball. This is not who I would rather have. I'm talking about straight up individual talent. Straight up individual talent. You could definitely argue Randle over Jaylen Brown. Embiid 4. Tyrese Maxey. I think you could say he's better at 5. He had an incredible postseason. I put Maxey there. Dame 6. Giannis 7. Donovan Mitchell 8. You could argue Paolo Banchero, I think, at this point. I'll give you that one if you want to say that's dubious, but Paolo just dragged this Magic team to the playoffs and got him into 7. I think
he's the best player on that team, so I think I'll accept it.
That's a mid one. I can go either way on that one.
I'll give you Paolo, but just know you're on the edge there.
I'm on the edge. I will admit, Paolo's on the edge. I think a healthy Jimmy Butler, especially in the playoffs, better. I think a healthy Bam Adebayo, better, especially when you factor defense in. He was all NBA first team. He was all defensive first team this year.
Bam?
Yep. All defensive first team. When is Jaylen Brown making an all defense team? You tell me.
Next year.
But okay,
Was it
so
him
Bam,
or was it Marcus Smart that won the Defensive Player of the Year? It was Marcus Smart, right? Okay.
yeah, but like Bam is still a top 4 defender in the all of NBA probably right now.
No. I was talking about Jaylen Brown, but forget about it.
Oh,
It's okay.
no. He's never.
We're
I
on
don't even think
13
he's made an
now.
all-defensive team. So
We're on 13 now, and he has
Yeah, okay.
a whole bunch of names left, so I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, so we're on 13. Trae Young, I think is better.
Yes. Don't squint your
I don't like
eyebrows,
Trae
bro.
Young. He's better. 26 and 12. I'm not gonna argue that. Shea
Don't
Gilgeous.
squint your eyebrows though.
Yeah, SGA. Ant. Jokic. Zion. Kawhi, when healthy. Paul George, when healthy. Durant. Booker. Curry, still Curry. Luka, for sure. I think Kyrie this playoffs has showed he deserves in that conversation. Kyrie.
I'm not giving
De'Aaron
you
Fox.
I'll never argue against Kyrie.
Fair. Fox and Sabonis, both of them better. Braun and AD. And I think when Ja is playing and healthy, I think you could definitely argue Ja over Jaylen Brown. I think you could. Wemby's not quite there yet, but he definitely will be next year, I think.
You're missing one name.
Who did I forget?
Austin Reeves. No, just playing.
Okay, that's crazy. But yeah, I think that's like what? I just gave you 27 or 28 names right there. And again, some of them are borderline, but like even if you take the borderline players out, that's still 25 guys. Like there's your top 25 NBA players. I don't see Jaylen Brown in there. He's like in that 25 to 30.
But he is a top 50 player.
I think he's like 25 to 30. I see him right in there of like, he's right on that cusp of being top 25. But he's like, all those top 25 guys are like, yeah, he's him. Jaylen Brown, not quite him. So I'd put him in that 25 to 30 range. And there's no shame in that. No shame at all. That's still a borderline all-star every year. But people are acting like he should be an all-star lock and he should be an all-NBA teamer. It's just fraudulent, respectfully. He's not. I don't think
he even said Embiid either. Yeah.
Who?
NBA is deep.
Yeah, they're like, bro, literally. Like, and think about it, like, again, Ja Morant didn't even play this year. Wemby had a fantastic year as a rookie to the point where you could almost argue that he is better than Jaylen Brown already, which is crazy to think about. And maybe it's just because Jaylen Brown is on, and he's sharing the court with Jason Tatum, and he's never going to fully unlock his potential.
So funny.
Maybe it's just because he's playing with, Tatum, and he's never going to fully unlock his potential. I'll give you that. And again, if you want to talk about winning basketball and who you want on your team, I would take him over a bunch of those guys in terms of who you want on your team in a playoff game. 100%. But just in terms of individual raw talent, yeah. Like, I would take him over Randall in a heartbeat. But individual raw talent as a basketball player, not
Don't make that face.
Wait, no, because I have to ask this because then that doesn't make sense. You said you would take Jaylen Brown over Julius Randle in a heartbeat. Did I hear that correctly?
In terms of winning a playoff game. If I need to win if my objective is win a playoff game, who do I want on my team? Brown over Randle easily. But just in terms of individual talent as a
then why did you list Julius Randle all the way at like
talent. I'm going off talented. I'm going off individual talent.
5.
I'm giving him individual talent. I've never
I don't think you believe
Randle's
that.
a bad player. I've never said that. I said he's not a winning player. That's my whole Randle argument. You know that.
Don't think you.
One of the most talented players in the NBA, but a team killer.
Interesting.
Pure talent and winning are so different. So different. Some guys are insanely talented, but will never win. Some guys don't have much talent, but they play winning basketball. TJ McConnell has no talent whatsoever to speak of. He has as much talent as you and me. But he plays winning basketball.
He cooked. He cooked.
Exactly.
Because he had a barbecue all playoffs long.
Exactly.
He's a playoff riser.
That's what I'm saying. There are two different things.
There's
guys you win with. There's guys who are good, and there's guys you win with. You want guys who are both.
Most guys are just same list. Right here. Jamal Murray versus the Lakers, all the way up here.
As a Knicks fan, TJ McConnell was
right under
fucking annoying.
TJ McConnell.
Yep.
I hated TJ McConnell.
I'm telling you, I don't know what
couldn't miss.
But TJ McConnell is a dog. I don't know what he does before games. He just wakes up. I want him on the Lakers, bro. Leave that team,
exactly, because he's a winning player. You don't want him on the Lakers because he's good at basketball. You want him because he's a winning player. He's not talented. Sorry, I shouldn't say basketball. He's good factors multiple things in. He's not talented. Language matters.
Talented.
No, he's not.
He's
mentally
talented.
Not athletically talented.
What does that mean?
He's a smart winning player. He's incredibly smart.
Luka's not athletically talented.
Come on now.
He's
Luka
not.
has incredible basketball skills. Incredible.
But he's not athletically talented.
Okay, fine. I'll read you. There is basketball skill, and then there's basketball intelligence and winning and team play. You want guys both. Randall is an example of incredible individual talent, zero IQ in team play. McConnell is an example.
He has both.
Zero talent and incredible team play.
That's not true. That's a terrible what? I'm not gonna let you bash TJ McConnell, bro. He has basketball.
He can't shoot threes.
He can shoot mid-range shots efficiently.
Barely.
What do you mean?
Wide open 5-footers. If you put a hand in his face, he's not making the shot.
So Max, did you not watch the series that we just watched?
He made a single contested shot. Show me every single TJ McConnell shot.
You must have closed your eyes.
Most of them did not have a hand in his face.
Yes, they did, bro.
I don't even know what to say.
Takes are at the end of a shot clock when you have to throw up a shot.
Or in the fucking paint.
Wide
open. He's in the paint a lot. For a little guy.
Listen, you guys think this is some insane hate. He is one of the smartest players in the league. I'll give him that.
And
one of the smartest players. And that's why he's effective. I'm not saying he's not effective. I'm not saying he's not smart. I would probably take him over Randall if I needed to win a playoff game. But he's not talented. Then that's not the indictment.
We're reaching really dangerous territory, and we're it's a little late, guys. I think our takes are getting a little crazier by the minute.
They are.
I want to keep going at the same time. My Jaylen Brown take is a good one, though, right?
You said what?
My Jaylen Brown take is good. You can't take that away from me. He's not a top 25 player.
I don't know. I feel like there's two names in there where we can really say that Jaylen Brown is better than them.
Okay, I gave you like 27 names. I gave you 27 or 28 names.
We'll let it slide.
So we still not top 25.
We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide. We'll let it slide.
Little victories.
I should do.
But I don't think you guys answered
on my takes.
So do we got the Celtics to win the finals this year, guys? Or
no, I already told you. I got whoever comes out the West is winning it all.
I think Celtics.
I think the Celtics have this chance right now, and I don't think their window is going to be open after that. I think they're gonna. I don't want to say retool because they look like a really good team. I don't want to say that, but at the same time, you don't want to be in repeat finals and then not get better at all. So maybe they'll retool a little bit, not too much. Maybe get a better bench on there.
Yeah, I will.
I think Luke Cornett.
Shout out Luke Cornett. I think the Boston Celtics will win the NBA Finals in 5 games against the Timberwolves. That's my prediction. No. Fine, 6. The Celtics will win in 6 against the Timberwolves.
If the Timberwolves don't have, if the Celtics don't have Porzingis, then the Timberwolves are winning that series.
I think they will. It sounds like they'll get Porzingis back, and I think they could beat the Pacers with or without Porzingis. So I think they'll have a healthy rested Porzingis for the finals, and they steamroll. Maybe not steamroll, but they'll convincingly beat the T-Wolves, I think.
Yeah.
I'll say whoever comes out the West is going to win it all. I don't really have a decision on Mavs versus Timberwolves just yet. I got to see a little bit more ball, but whoever comes out the West is going to win. I think the Celtics are in for a wake-up call. Both of those teams look like they're ready for the moment now, and they're complete. They don't really have any injuries on either of those sides. They're locked in. They've been playing competitive ball pretty much the whole playoffs, except for obviously, the Clippers series was a little bit rough. But that OKC team gave them a lot of challenges for the Mavs. Timberwolves just beat the defending champions, which is not an easy feat at all. Like, that's the hardest thing you can do. I mean, we tried and we desperately failed. First round, they took out the Suns versus the 3. They swept the Suns, which was pretty – I think that was still crazy that people aren't really talking about a lot. Regardless of how they're constructed, that's no easy feat to take out Kevin Durant. Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. So
the Suns are still better than people think. I think the Suns were slightly underrated this year. Like
100%,
they were a good team.
They were actually a top defensive team.
The Timberwolves treated them like they were an AAU team, so that's why people think that.
True, but that's more credit to Timberwolves. Then that's what I'm saying. If the Timberwolves make it out, they have a good chance to win it all.
I think the Suns were a better team than the Lakers this year. Sorry.
And that's
all right, we can wrap it up here. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in on this weekly episode of Beyond the Backboard Podcast. And tune in next week for some more hot takes and some even better guests. We'll see what happens next week on the Beyond the Backboard Podcast.
I got infinity money.